Namaskar. Today I'm going to read out an article for you. It was published by New York Times and written by Ross Dohart on October 10, 2020. The title is There Will Be No Trump Coup. There is one highlighted line from the article. A final pre-election case for understanding the president as a noisy weakling, not a budding autocrat. 3 weeks from now, we will return into speculation about what Donald Trump will do if he faces political defeat, whether he will leave power like a normal president or attempt some wild resistance. Reality will intrude substantially, if not definitively, into the argument over whether the president is a corrupt incompetent who postures as a strongman on Twitter or a threat to the republic, to whom words like authoritarian and even autocrat can be reasonably applied. I have been on the first side of that argument since early in his presidency, and since we are nearing either an ending or some poll defying reset, let me make the case just one more time. Across the last 4 years, the Trump administration has indeed displayed hallmarks of authoritarianism. It features egregious internal sycophancy and hacks in high positions, abusive presidential rhetoric, and mendacity on an unusual scale. The president's attempts to legitimize the 2020 vote are not novel. They are an extension of the way he has talked since his birther's days, paranoid and demagogic. These are all very bad things and good reasons to favor his defeat. But it's also important to recognize all the elements of authoritarianism he lacks. He lacks popularity and political skill, unlike most of the global strongmen who are supposed to be his peers. He lacks power over the media. Outside of Fox prime time, he faces an unremittingly hostile press whose major outlets have thrived throughout his presidency. He is plainly despised by his own military leadership. And notwithstanding his courtship of Mark Zuckerberg, Silicon Valley is more likely to censor him than to support him in a constitutional crisis. His own Supreme Court appointees have already ruled against him. His attempts to turn his voter fraud hype into litigation have been repeatedly defeated in the courts. He has been constantly at war with his own CIA and FBI, and there is no mass movement behind him. The threat of far-right violence is certainly real, but America's streets belong to the anti-Trump left.